Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Ethereum is experiencing a short-term pullback, but we are still forming these larger patterns that we must pay attention to. So I'll be covering all of that and more in just a moment, but first let's take a quick look at the United States inflation rate, because the February Consumer Price Index data just got released only a matter of hours ago, and with the release of this data, right now the official year-on-year inflation rate of the US dollar is sitting at 7.9%. And for those of you that might not already know, this inflation is the highest level of inflation that we have seen in around 4 decades since the beginning of the 1980s. And if you're looking at the trend inflation has been on over the past 1 year, it is clearly trending to the upside with no signs of turning around. And for the general public, this right here is extremely bad because that obviously means things are getting much more expensive. But for us as investors, this can be seen as good and bad. The reason why high inflation might be good for investors is because inflation, as I just said, pushes up prices. And a lot of the time that also pushes up prices of investments. But the reason why this can actually be bad for investors, this could be a bearish sign, is because if inflation is at these extremely high levels, that incentivizes the Fed to start raising interest rates. And when the Fed raises interest rates, then that essentially means that the cost of borrowing money increases, so debt becomes more expensive, which results in reduced spending, which in turn lowers prices. So technically speaking, while interest rates are still low and while inflation is this high, this is a bullish thing. But keep in mind, the next Federal Reserve meeting is on next Wednesday, the 16th, and almost certainly the outcome from that meeting will be the first interest rate hike that we have seen in a few years. And according to most forecasts out there, it will either be a 25 basis point hike or a 50 basis point hike. So that is either a 0.25% hike or a 0.5% hike. And basically, the bigger the interest rate hike is, the more bearish that is on markets, at least in the shorter term, and the more effective that will be on inflation. So essentially, the Fed is in a position now where they have to kind of choose between higher inflation or temporarily dumping prices to get inflation under control again. And because of all of that, there's a lot of people pricing in a lot of interest rate hikes, which is one of the big reasons why we have seen a lot of bearish price action over the past few months. And by the way, if you don't already follow me over on my Twitter, make sure you're doing that for these real-time updates throughout the day on the markets. And you can find a link to my official Twitter account in the description down below and also in the pinned comment. And it is important to mention, my only social medias are the ones linked down below. So if you see any other social media accounts out there that looks like it's me, but it's not the ones that are linked down below in the description, then that is simply a scammer trying to impersonate me. But now jumping into the Ethereum chart, this right here is the 2-hour time frame. And of course, we had this previous bullish divergence, which first resulted in some sideways price action, and then we saw some more shorter term bullish price action. But if you watched my last Ethereum update video just yesterday, I mentioned in that video that the Ethereum 2-hour RSI is getting very close to overbought territories. And the last couple times that we have seen that, it has usually resulted in some sort of short-term Ethereum top, and then we see some sort of short-term pullback in the price of Ethereum. And that is pretty much exactly what we have seen over the past 1 day. But if you're zooming out to the 12-hour Ethereum chart, what we're seeing over here is the parabolic stop and reverse indicator still in the green. So technically speaking, that is a bullish signal, but preferably we need to see the price oscillators start flipping more bullish in order to further confirm this bullish signal. And if you're looking in the 12-hour Ethereum RSI, right now we're forming some higher lows. And if you count this point right here as a high, then technically we could be forming higher highs. But ideally, I'd like to see another higher high in order to actually confirm a shorter term uptrend in the 12-hour RSI. And then looking in the 12-hour Ethereum MACD, right now at the time of recording this video, it is slightly sitting in the red, but it is very flat, which basically means that we do not have much momentum here in the shorter term, really to either direction. So basically, in order for the Ethereum price to flip more bullish again on the 12-hour time frame, we need to start seeing these price oscillators trend back towards the upside, especially in the MACD here. But if you're looking at the daily Ethereum chart, we are still forming this falling wedge pattern, which technically speaking is a bullish pattern. And if you want the statistics for this pattern, around 7 times out of 10, it breaks to the upside, and about 3 times out of 10, it breaks to the downside. And this important line of support to pay attention to is coming in at around 2,450, and this line of resistance is coming in at around 2,800 to 2,900. And if the price of Ethereum can break above that point of resistance, then the technical price target for this pattern is towards the top of the wedge, which is sitting at around 3.2k to 3.3k. And for the subscribers out there that have been watching my other Ethereum update videos, you would already know about this chart right here. But for anyone that is new to the channel, basically the price of Ethereum commonly forms these converging patterns, these triangle type patterns, usually whenever Ethereum is in its bottoming out phase after a significant move to the downside. So if you're simply going off Ethereum's history, technically speaking, while we are in this converging range, this could be seen as more bullish than bearish, but ideally we need to break above this point of resistance in order to confirm a further recovery back to the upside, just like these last two scenarios here. And by the way, this point of resistance is coming in at around 3,000 US dollars per Ethereum. And if the price of Ethereum can get above those important point of resistance, then over here on the 3-day Ethereum chart, the price oscillators are already set up ready to go, basically meaning that they're currently trending to the upside on the 3-day chart. But it is important to mention that despite the 3-day MACD being in the green, relatively speaking, it is very flat, so we don't actually have a lot of bullish momentum, which is another big reason why we need to wait for a break above these points of important resistance. And taking a quick look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin, right now we're still finding support at around 0.066 Bitcoin per Ethereum. And now taking a look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin here on the 3-day time frame, and right now Ethereum is still finding support at this level right here, sitting at around 0.066 Bitcoin per Ethereum. So yes, for the time being, Ethereum is still in this deciding moment for Ethereum versus Bitcoin, because we have not confirmed a break to the downside just yet, but we have also not confirmed a successful bounce here. And now giving you a quick update on the US stock market today. This right here is the S&P 500 index on the daily time frame. And so far, at least at the time of recording this video, the stock market has seen a red day today. But technically speaking, this bullish divergence on the daily time frame is still active on the chart, and it will only begin to be invalidated if the RSI starts breaking below this upward trending line of support in the RSI. So this is definitely something that I'll be paying attention to moving forward, because if the stock market starts flipping more bullish again, that would really help assist crypto in flipping more bullish. But while the stock market is still trending to the downside, technically speaking, it will become more difficult for crypto such as Bitcoin and Ethereum to start flipping more bullish again. But anyway, if you found this video useful or simply enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. And before we click off, if you want to make more money in crypto, whether or not prices are going up or down, definitely make sure you check out one of these uploads popping up right here. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.